Business, and with the economy on everyone's minds these days, one good question to ask yourself is, how can I deal with this downturn so that I can come out stronger on the other end? Here to give us some insight into this question, Ron Price. He is the CEO of Price Associates. We welcome you back, Ron. So how can we turn out stronger after this is all over?
Well, Carolyn, I think it all begins between the ears. And in any kind of economic turmoil, we have to remind ourselves that there are both winners and losers. Just because things are tough doesn't mean that there aren't great opportunities out there. And as a matter of fact, one of the proverbs I like to use is that every problem has contained within it a seed of equivalent or greater benefit. So there are hidden treasures in all these problems that we see circulating in the business world.
What would be a hidden treasure?
Well, a great example would be your business takes a downturn somewhere, and that gives you the motivation to go look for some new opportunity. And the new opportunity you find might be much, much better than what you left. And a lot of times we won't let go of a good thing. So it has to go a little bit sour before we go start looking for the next thing that might be even better for us.
So it's sticking your neck out a little bit as well and seeing what might be out there if things aren't working well right now. Let's go through some of your tips that you have right here. The first one has to do with being clear about your business realities.
Yes, you have to be not an ostrich with your head in the sand. Instead, you've got to be realistic. You have to recognize what's really going on in your business for your industry and not cover it over. Not make it worse than it is or make it better than it is, but be realistic and be proactive.
How would you find out some of those things as far as being informed and being proactive? What should you actually be doing to achieve those goals?
Well, just like when you go to a baseball game, you know what's going on by looking at the stats, by keeping score. There's got to be some way that you keep score in your business. So it could be your financial statements, it could be the revenue, it could be the number of customers you have, but whatever your scoreboard looks like, you've got to keep paying attention to that and do it more often during a time of economic turmoil because the rules change during that period of turmoil.
All right, so how about this one? You say be caring in your relationships. We've talked a lot about relationships over this month with our It's Your Business segment. What do you want to bring to the table with this?
Well, you know, all business is about relationships. As a matter of fact, every business interaction, there's a vendor and a customer. Sometimes I'm the vendor, other times I'm the customer. But I encourage people to expand their idea about relationships because I think this is an area of great hidden treasure. Think about your customers' past, present, potential in the future. Think about your vendors and how they might be able to help you to do something fresh and new. Think about the people in your community, the service clubs, the chambers, the Better Business Bureau. If we begin thinking about the resources that we have in people, it's almost impossible to measure it. So it's thinking about those relationships and thinking about what their needs are. Because the more we get outside of whatever struggles we're having and we think about how can I help somebody else, the sooner we'll open up new opportunities that can help our business to thrive.
Boy, that's great. That's networking and so much more right there when you're caring about what somebody else needs. You say I think we're going to talk about expenses. Be careful with your expenses.
Yeah, be careful. I like to say be like a financial planner. You know, good financial planners say spend most of your resources on solid investments that have low risk, maybe not high yield, but low risk, and then spend a little bit of money on what we call growth opportunities. Higher risk, but the potential for a higher payoff, and a very small amount of money on what we call speculation. These are things that there's a chance they won't work, but if they work, it's a big win. And if you tier your investments in your business that way, most of your resources are devoted to the things that are stable, a little bit to growth, and a very small amount toward really, really great opportunities. You're going to do a great job of being careful about what you do with your business.
Very good tip right there. You end with be creative in your solutions.
Yeah, you know, the greatest wealth we have is not the money we have in the bank. The greatest wealth we have is this capacity we've been given to think, to come up with ideas. I tell people, come up with your biggest problem. Number one problem, get out a piece of paper, sit down and write out 20 ways to solve that problem. And don't judge any of them. Just start being creative, imaginative. And if you can imagine it, and if you really want it, and you're willing to work toward it, there's a pretty good chance you can make it happen.
If you believe it, you will see it, I'm sure with that. These are the 4 C's from Ron Price. If you want to check out more, your website?
We do, price-associates.com, and we have a hot link at KTVB as well.
Very good, Ron. Thanks for being in today. I want you to know that tomorrow we'll have Dale Dixon in here with the Better Business Bureau talking about how to safeguard your privacy.